Good day! Early childhood education plays a vital role in children's development. It provides a strong foundation for later academic, social, and emotional growth. This is the topic that we will be tackling in this episode of Business Mirror's Freshly Brewed. Like great coffee to savor, Freshly Brewed tells compelling stories through the interaction between the most interesting people and Business Mirror's roster of journalist hosts, discussing the hot issues of the day, or topics still unfolding, or brewing. JA Philippines recently signed a Memorandum of Agreement with the Yew Chung College of Education for early childhood education upskilling. Under the Memorandum of Agreement, there will be masteral scholarships for teachers as well as for undergraduates. These scholars will have a chance to learn and adopt the Yew Chung approach to early childhood education. Let's find out more about this approach in this conversation between Professor Kerry Lee, President and Chair Professor of Child Development of Yew Chung College of Education, and our very own Mike Policarpio, Business Mirror's Education Editor.
A great day filled with warm conversations to you, and welcome to this week's serving of the Freshly Brewed. This is Mike Policarpio of the Business Mirror, and today we are privileged to have with us Professor Kerry Lee. He is the President and Chair Professor of Child Development at the Yew Chung College of Early Childhood Education, or YCCEC, based in Hong Kong. Founded in 2018 by the Yew Chung Education Foundation, the college is built on 90 years of experience in K-12 education. Professor Lee is currently in Manila to forge a partnership with the Junior Achievement Philippines to uplift the education of young Filipinos by building on the outstanding success of Junior Achievement Incorporated. Together with the YCCECE, they aim to provide masteral scholarships for deserving teachers and undergraduates. We will hear further from Professor Lee about such. So good day, Professor, and welcome to the Freshly Brewed. Now, we wish to know more about this partnership with the JA Philippines, I believe.
Yes,
so
yes.
If you could just introduce us to that partnership.
Thank you very much, Mike. Great to be here. It's great to be in Manila. I haven't visited the Philippines for quite some time, so it's great to be back.
This is not your first time here.
It's not my first time. It's
Okay.
It's my fourth time. The first time, I was thinking back, when was the first time?
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago when I finished university. No, I was still in university actually. I came with my then girlfriend, now wife, to Manila on the way to Hong Kong.
I
so
see.
that was my first time back in the mid-80s.
In the
That
mid-
memory stayed with me.
Okay, so in between, there's been a lot of things that have happened, and you're now part of the YCCECE.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So
could
I
you tell
joined-
us more, about the institution?
I joined the college relatively recently, in November last year.
I see.
And it's been a very interesting transition period. I was at another university before in Hong Kong, and the opportunity to join the college came up, and I'm glad I did. It's one of the main reasons I joined the college is that it's one of the, well, I think it's the only school of education in Hong Kong, and
Is it?
perhaps even regionally, that has a clear and explicit education philosophy. Our work is guided by the Yew Chung approach, which is a melding of progressive, if you like, Western style of education and approach to child rearing, and a more, if you like, Eastern approach that has respect for elders and also more traditional beliefs is a melting of the two. And I think that's something that we really do need in this part of the world. We talk about globalization, but sometimes we can't just take whatever works in the East or the West and then just import it. We need to take local considerations into account, local cultures, and look at ways to take the best from both worlds, really. So I think that the Yew Chung approach to early childhood education really does a very good job in doing that.
Okay, it's a best of both worlds approach.
Yes.
There's a amalgam of the Western approach, plus not forgetting, of course, the Eastern roots.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And you see that a lot in the Philippines as well. The melting of Spanish culture, American culture, a little bit of perhaps Chinese culture, the Malay roots, all of that make up current Filipino culture, if I understand it correctly.
Yes, so we get the best of both worlds as we march into modernization and globalization, as you said.
That's right, yes.
Yes.
I together with my colleague Alfredo Bautista, we wrote a paper on play some time ago, and he coined this term called not globalization, but a combination of global and local. Global, that's right. Globalization, highlighting the need for globalizing, but very much taking into account local culture and the local context.
That's nice. So let me now proceed to, we've picked the interest of many of our viewers about your linkage with the JA Philippines. Could you please tell us more about that?
Right. Well, my colleague used to work at JA, and she introduced us to JA Philippines.
I see.
And after a bit of conversation, we realized that there's an opportunity for us to work together. There are a lot of Filipinos working in Hong Kong in various capacity, and we thought that given the mission of our college, which is really to provide better education and betterment of society through providing very good quality early childhood education, we thought that there is a meaningful collaboration opportunity between us and JA. And through this partnership, we are going to provide 4 fully funded scholarship for Filipino students to study at our college. So this will include fee waiver as well as the provision of a stipend for students to study with us.
Great. Yeah. So regarding those scholarships, could you tell us what kind of courses could be availed of under the arrangement?
Right. So with our college, we are the first and perhaps the only institution in this part of the world that focuses specifically on early childhood education. So far, all of our courses focus on the training of teachers, and with our diploma program, as well as with our higher diploma, as well as bachelor program, we aim to train teachers who are specialists in early childhood education and who are qualified to work independently as teachers, as well as to help children with special needs and to supervise even younger children who are between the ages of 0 and 3. So with our students, they qualify and come out with 4 licenses in Hong Kong, which is actually the most in Hong Kong. Most of the other institutions in Hong Kong only qualify students with 3 licenses.
Just
Ours
3.
come up with the 4th one, focusing on special needs, children with special needs. So with students from the Philippines, they can certainly enroll in one of our existing undergraduate programs, but we're also focusing on our new postgraduate programs.
New postgraduate.
So this is something that's coming up in this new academic year, starting in September. We also have an intake in January. And with the postgraduate programs, we offer training for students who want to be teachers through our postgraduate diploma in education, again, providing 4 licenses. And we also have a Master of Education that provides additional training for those teachers who are already qualified, who are already working in the field, but wanting that specialist additional training so that they can go further in the institution or indeed in government. Not only that though, I remember talking to a friend in the banking sector. Her main role is to train bankers and others working in her entity, and she wanted to find out more about the latest trends in education, how best to provide training, and she was very excited about the prospect of reading a bit more in education via a Master of Education.
Yes. Yeah. So that said, the college actually puts early childhood education further, and they have, shall we say, a more expounded, a better lineup of courses.
Yeah.
So you can start with the bachelor's degree, if I read it right, and then up to masteral and doctorate.
Well, a doctorate will be, I hope next time I come here, I'll tell you more about doctorate. It's in the works.
All right.
We're hoping to start taking in students in about 3 years' time. We're making preparation. In Hong Kong, the regulation regime is very, very rigorous for both public universities as well as privately run universities like ours. Every time we want to mount a new program, we need to submit our paperwork to a semi-governmental regulatory authority, and they go through a very rigorous review process. They send a panel to the college to talk to the staff, the students, and others. And then the paperwork goes all the way up to the permanent secretary of education.
Okay.
So the whole process takes quite a bit of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Similar to what's happening also here in the Philippines, we have the Commission on Higher Education also to approve and say yes to these plans for higher education institutions.
I think it's a good thing because Hong Kong has ambition to become the schoolhouse for the region, and I think it's only through having a very rigorous system and a guarantee of quality if we're to achieve that goal.
All right.
Yeah.
So all of these are very encouraging, and we all know that foundational education is essential in a person's learning. And as long as a long-time educator yourself, what makes early childhood education an integral part of one's educational and learning journey?
There has been quite a bit of research to look at the impact of early childhood education and how that relates to future development. My own research focuses on children's early numeracy and how that relates to the executive functioning skills and fundamental cognitive capabilities. And what research has shown is that early numeracy achievement at grade 1 is related linearly to earning in one's 40s.
Oh, all right.
So it's really important that we make sure that the early years are done right.
Yes.
So it's not just a matter of just providing access to kindergartens or preschools. It's providing access to good quality preschool and kindergarten. Now, that in itself is contentious because what is good? What is good quality?
Subjective.
Well, It can be, and it depends on one's viewpoints as well. I remember doing a study in Singapore. I worked in Singapore for many years, and we surveyed a number of teachers, asking them what is teaching, what is good teaching. And back in those days, and I think things have changed now. Back in those days, a large number of teachers would just say, well, you need to make sure that the curriculum is delivered and that everything is covered. But there was very little mention of actual learning, of whether the students have learned what you have delivered.
Yes.
But in education, we need to educate someone, right? There is a student behind the desk. And I think that's putting that focus on what the students learn is very, very important. And that's one thing we really do emphasize at our college. We emphasize the importance of using a curriculum that focuses on children's interests. We call it emergent curriculum.
Emergent curriculum.
That's right.
Yes.
So we do have the developmental goals of children in mind, but we make sure that our trainee teachers are focusing on students' interests, on what they pay attention to, and to take that as a starting off point for their additional training and learning. So when they go into a classroom, it's actually quite difficult because you might have 20 students, you might have 30 students. Each of them may be focusing on something quite different.
Yes.
So keeping a track on who is interested in what progress they have made yesterday, so that you can carry that forward, is much more demanding than if you were to just have a lesson plan and you just go in,
Stick to that lesson plan.
stick to that lesson plan, get it done, and then you have another one for tomorrow.
Yes. So it's really, shall we say, going into certain focus or individual, culling the individual talent of a student.
That's right. There is a certain amount of individualization, but within an overall framework whereby we do know what our children should have at the end of be it kindergarten or primary schooling. Now, fortunately, when a child say that they're interested in dinosaurs or interested in robots, there are usually there are other children who have very similar interests. So when we talk about individualization in a class of 30, it sounds like an impossible task. But on a daily basis, typically there are natural groups of children who are interested in the same thing. So it does make the job a little bit easier.
Yes, and that's where the education of the teacher comes in. Yeah, and not unless you've provided the foundation for that educator to really cull or enhance that talent of or inner knowledge of that student. I guess the work's cut out for teachers.
Yes. It's a noble occupation.
Of course.
And it's also a demanding one.
Yes.
I think in days of old, sometimes society look at kindergarten teachers in particular as something that anyone could do. It's really just looking after kids, right? Playing with them. But it's a lot more than that. Certainly, we encourage learning through play, because even though play is emphasized, children actually learn a lot, especially children of that age, learn a lot through play. But being a teacher and having deliverables making sure that each child is getting the best out of their experience. It's not just supervising them playing.
It's more than that.
It's more than that. It's taking account of their interests, stimulating their interests. And we know from research that the quality of the interaction, of the verbal interaction, and also the emotional interaction between teacher and children are very, very important. One of the best predictor of school readiness is the emotional temperature within the classroom. And
Say that again, emotional temperature. Okay.
So it stands to reason, really. If there is conflict in the classroom, if children are crying, if the teacher is sad and stressed out, children won't want to come to class. We won't want to go to a place that's like that.
Yes.
Right? Whereas, if you go into, let's say, a workplace for adults, you talk to your colleagues, you share coffee with them, and it's a joy to go to work. You're much more likely to go to work, even though work is hard. And it's no different in the classroom, particularly the more so with younger children when they have a little bit less control of the emotions.
Wow, so we are learning a lot about early childhood education. It's really more than meets the eye. And
It is, yes.
do you think it takes a certain kind of person to be an effective early childhood educator?
Well, I think a love for children is important, but it's not a sufficient condition.
Okay. It can
that's-
be learned.
It can be. I think it can be learned, but there's a lot more than that. That's why, for a school leaver to become a kindergarten teacher, a fully qualified kindergarten teacher, it takes 4 to 5 years of training.
Say that again.
It takes 4 to 5
years of training.
So our bachelor program is 4 years, and that's already a somewhat shortened course. Some institutions in Hong Kong take 5 years.
Okay.
We have a slightly condensed timetable so that our students can get out there in the workforce a little bit earlier. But it's a long period of training, and it's intense training. In that training, they learn about children's development,
Okay.
the normative course of children's development. They also learn about atypical development, so that they can identify children who may have some special needs, who require additional intervention. They learn about a little bit of dealing with parents, because even though children may spend 4 hours of the day in the classroom, the bulk of their time is spent at home. So
Yes.
being for teachers to be able to communicate with parents to ensure that what happens in the classroom is consistent with parents' expectation, and being able to iron out any difficulties is very, very important. Classroom management, knowing about the latest trends in children's development are all parts of the training, in addition to the kind of practicum and workplace experience that they receive before they go out to the workforce. Is all parts of the training.
Okay, so there's a lot of preparation getting into being an early childhood educator.
Yeah. It's very much a profession.
Okay. Professor, personally, what is the most fulfilling part of being an educator, more so in dealing with young individuals?
I recently had the privilege of sharing the stage with 2 of my PhD students, who are now, one is a deputy director of a research center, and another one is a senior staff. And I think that was I was very, very happy taking a photo with them afterwards, to see them going from school leavers to getting the PhD, and now making waves in the field.
So, an educator creating more educators, yeah?
Yes.
Quality educators at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Your message to our audience, Professor, especially those who would want to embark on a career in education, especially on early childhood, as well as to those who would want to enlist for the scholarships through your engagement with JA Philippines.
Well, I think if you're interested in a career in early childhood education, and you have a love for children, you want to make an impact in the world, make the world a better place, there's no better place to start than when they're young. Give them the best opportunity, making sure that they have the best that we can offer as a society is a career that's very much worth having. And if you're interested in coming to Hong Kong, getting international exposure, we'll be there to help you.
Great. So a lot of people will be looking forward to that, especially those who are into early childhood education and would want to have a global perspective regarding the courses or the subjects that YCC ECE has to offer. Okay. So that's it for this edition of Freshly Brewed, unless you have anything else that you might want to touch on that we might have missed.
Well, I think one thing about YCC ECE is that we are very much a boutique college.
Boutique college.
That's right.
Okay.
We don't have 20,000 students. We have.
What is the population currently?
We have a boutique operation focusing on 200, 300 students at a time. We will be growing that. But one thing we focus on is that similar to the kind of attention we want our students to pay to children, we also give the same level of care and individual attention to our students. Keeping it small, keeping it intimate, allow us to provide that level of care to our students.
So the teacher to student ratio is low.
That's right.
And that would be a good thing for learning institution.
I think a lot of time, school leavers, they go into university, they get lost with thousands of other students. They don't know the professor's name. They can't get an appointment with them. With our college, that doesn't happen.
Okay, so long live the teachers and educations of the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that wraps up another edition of the Business Mirror's Freshly Brewed. Join us again next Monday for another round of interesting topics and conversations so that you could know more and be more. With Professor Kerry Lee, this has been Mike Policarpio, and until next time, let's keep the conversations flowing and brewing fresh.
And that wraps up our Freshly Brewed episode for today. Thank you for tuning in to Freshly Brewed. Stay informed, stay inspired, and make smarter choices every day with Business Mirror. For the latest stories and updates, visit our website, businessmirror.com.ph, for a broader look at today's business. And follow us on our social media channels. Stay ahead, know more, and see you next time.